What's going on, guys? I'm Chris from AutoAcademics, and I'm going to keep this one brief. Here are 5 things I like about this 2024 Hyundai Tucson Hybrid Limited with all-wheel drive. Oh, and one thing that I don't like that much. Let's get to it. Typically, the first thing you notice about a car is the exterior. This particular car's paint is called Deep Sea. It's a dark blue, and I think it contrasts well with the dark chrome accents. And along with the paint, I like the lighting. It's all LED, and I think the daytime running lights and tail lights give it a modern and premium look. Now, the second thing I like about this 2024 Tucson is its tech. You know, there's a lot of talk about self-driving cars and the challenges that come with that sort of tech. By now you've heard about Apple canceling their Project Titan electric car, and while everyone including Tesla are still striving toward full level 5 autonomy, that Apple car was most recently gearing for level 2 plus autonomy before it was canceled, as opposed to what I assume was supposed to be full level 5. Basically that means, and let me get my notes, automated lane changing, hands-off driving in certain conditions, traffic jam assist, and lane centering control. There are cars that already do that. This Hyundai does a lot of that with highway driving assist, adaptive cruise, and emergency braking. But this Tucson also has remote smart parking. Now, I've never used any of that outside of the occasional party trick, but it does show what these cars are capable of, like what kind of assisted driving these cars are capable of at a lower price point. Another techie feature I like is the digital key. That's where you use your smartphone or a card to lock, unlock, and even turn on your vehicle. But here's CJ from Hyundai to share even more.
What makes it super convenient is the ability to share keys virtually to anybody. You can select the duration, so I could give someone a key for only an hour, up to a year, but I can also select what type of access that person has. So one use case that's extremely convenient is the ability to share keys to, say, your teenager. You can send access for an hour, up to a year, but you can also select what type of access that person has. I can give access to only Bluetooth functions, which allows them to open the trunk, get in the car. If you had a teenager, they could put their baseball stuff in the trunk, grab it without having to bother you. But if they tried to drive the car, the phone in the car nope, this person doesn't have access to drive. But if you had a spouse, for instance, you could share a key with them and they would have the ability to drive. And because your phone is your key, the car knows who's driving the car. So for instance, for me, my wife is a lot shorter than me. So when I get into the car, I screw up all of her settings. The radio settings are all screwed up. I have to adjust the mirrors, the seat, everything. But when the key is digital, it knows CJ's driving. So when I get in the car, the seat automatically adjusts to my seat settings. The radio presets are set to my favorite radio. The phone is set to my phone. Office is sent to my office, which is super convenient for sharing a car among a family or friends. So when my wife gets in the car, it knows that she's driving and loads all of her presets. And when you're done sharing the car, you can instantly delete the key, so whoever was driving it no longer has access, which makes it really convenient for letting someone borrow your car for like a short period of time.
It's a pretty cool convenience feature that's available on this, not just the high-end stuff from Mercedes and Tesla. Third is the powertrain, but not how you might think. This Tucson has a gas and electric powertrain that work together, which is why it's called a hybrid. The gas engine is a 1.6-liter turbo 4-cylinder, and it works in conjunction with the electric motor to make a combined 226 horsepower and 258 pound-feet of torque. It's not fast, but it is efficient. The EPA has it rated at 37 miles per gallon combined, which is pretty decent for a car with this capacity and all-wheel drive. The brakes are comfortable and confidence-inspiring, and the suspension does a good job at minimizing impacts from the road. And again, let me emphasize how quiet this interior is. The engine noise doesn't intrude in the cabin, and when it shuts off, it's that much quieter. Finally, it has all-wheel drive lock too in case things get messy. Fourth is the interior. Inside, the surfaces are all leather, and the steering wheel and seats, both front and rear, are heated. And the front seats are cooled too. The climate control is dual zone, and there's Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, as well as built-in maps if you're into that. The back seat has a 60-40 split for when you need additional cargo space. There are AC vents, and as I mentioned earlier, the seats are heated. What's not to like? And that brings us to the fifth and final thing that I like about this car. Its value. At $41,000, it's not cheap, but no new cars are, especially not with these features. And remember, this is a loaded limited trim. Get the SE and the price is $27,000. And that still comes with a lot of the same safety features. Also, the warranty is great. It has a 5-year, 60,000-mile new car warranty, which is better than most luxury companies. And it has a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. What? Now, before you get too excited, those warranties are only for the initial buyer, and they lessen to more typical lengths for the next buyer. But it's still good. All right, now for the one thing I don't like. I mentioned how I like the way that the interior looks, but that comes at a cost. You see, the sleek layout isn't as functional as I would like it to be. There are no knobs for any of the radio controls, so that means all adjustments have to be done with a tap. Tap to go up, tap to go down, tap to change the station, all while the car is moving. I know I'm getting old, but dang, my hand-eye coordination isn't that bad yet, is it? And there isn't any place to rest your hand either while you do it. But I digress. So those are 5 things that I like and one that I don't about this 2024 Hyundai Tucson Hybrid. Now, if you want to see a full review of this Tucson Hybrid, I left a link from a 2022 version that I reviewed in the description below. It's pretty much the exact same car as this one, with the exception of the color. So now it's your turn. What's something you like or don't like about the car you're driving? Let us know in the comments section below. As always, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell icon so you don't miss what we have coming up next. I'm Chris from AutoAcademics. Thanks for watching.